All right, so the White House card is this weekend. I mean, this is honestly my first predictions video, so I'm just gonna get straight into it. So the first fight, Steve Garcia versus Diego Lopez. When you think of Diego Lopez, you think of well, me personally at least, I know it's like this with a lot of people, especially the ones that I talk to about Diego Lopez and just UFC in general. But when you think of Diego Lopez, you think of his performances against Volk. They weren't bad, but he also lost each time. So that could put a pretty bad image on him going into this fight with a knockout artist such as Steve Garcia. Now, when you think of Steve Garcia, obviously you think of, you guessed it, a knockout artist who, put belt to David Onama. And Diego is also he has insane power. He's pretty solid jiu-jitsu. His best bet is to take Garcia down and just try to control and rack up points from that. But if he can't get Garcia down, because I haven't watched all of his fights, but I will say I haven't really seen much takedown defense or just grappling in general. But I'm gonna go with Steve Garcia by submission, or not submission, sorry, decision, or TKO in the third round. So honestly, I'm gonna kind of have to choose there. I haven't really seen Diego Lopez get knocked out before or even TKO'd. And yeah, if he has, you have the right to call me a casual, I guess, but I haven't seen it personally, so I'm just gonna say decision, and it goes to Garcia. Next is Kyle Dawkins versus Bo Nickel. Kyle Dawkins, it's really special. He's really special because he was obviously cut from the UFC, made a lot of easy and great work in the other shows, but well, not shows, but you know what I mean. He comes back to the UFC, puts on a clinic. He's doing pretty good. He's got some pretty solid submissions. He's not that bad on the feet either. Bo Nickel, he's old. He spent most of his life, or not his life, career, in high-level wrestling. And I don't know, I could see that being a problem, the wrestling, especially being a problem for Kyle Dawkins, but he has some pretty slick submissions. So I'm going with Bo Nickel by Bo Nickel by decision. I said it. Next is Michael Chandler versus Mauricio Rufy. Everybody drop your smile right now. Our boy Chandler is getting absolutely dogged Sunday night. And I'm going to go with Rufy by round 2 TKO. And there's not much to it. I'm sorry. I know Chandler has a wrestling background, but he's not really great when it comes to MMA and using it. He got obliterated by Charles Oliveira. And yeah, Charles Oliveira is pretty good at grappling, but it was so one-sided that it was because Max Holloway got dominated by Charles Oliveira. He doesn't have a wrestling background, which kind of makes more sense. But Michael Chandler does, and he was pretty good. He beat Chad Mendes in RAF. and still his wrestling's not great in the octagon. So um, that would, if he really were to try his wrestling, that would be one of the few ways that he could beat Mauricio Rufy. But I just don't really see that coming into his mind. He's more of an entertainer. So and that's like that's really tough, man. Well, it's not tough because I know obviously he was gonna win, but it's tough for Chandler because he doesn't really fight with like what he's good at, I guess you could say. I mean, he has power, but his fight IQ. It's like if you fought a drunk man at the bar, and Mauricio Rufy is going to absolutely flatline Michael Chandler in round 2. Okay, now this is a fight that I'm arguably one of the most excited for. Derek Lewis versus Josh Hokett. I don't know about y'all, but I love Josh Hokett, bro. He's entertaining. He's so funny. I love his like personality disorder. And I mean, I relate to him. We're both like mentally challenged, I guess, in that way. And that is awesome to see because he brings that character into the actual like octagon. So whenever he's like fighting somebody, he'll like flip them off. He'll be a character no matter what he does. And Derek Lewis is the king of no cardio. Whereas like people like Marab or whoever with any form of cardio. Derek Lewis is like the opposite side of the spectrum. Like he can barely go two rounds. You know what I mean? But yeah, Josh Hokett has he has a wrestling background, I believe. Yeah, and Derek Lewis isn't great at wrestling. I mean, when you take him down, he'll like try to like literally throw you off. And if your takedown is slightly lazy, which we've seen Josh Hokett in the Curtis Blades fight, he gasses out too. If he throws a takedown like Curtis Blades did on Derek Lewis, I mean, you see how that went. Curtis Blades died. So I think he needs to be like really smart about his takedowns, and he could pull it off. He's faster and he has better cardio than Derek Lewis, but I mean, in the Curtis Blades fight, they were both going back and forth for a while, man. And it was like, and people with Derek Lewis, you cannot have your chin out like that with whenever Hokett was fighting Curtis Blades. His chin was out almost the entire time. There was not much defense. So he has to be very careful about that with Derek Lewis because with one punch, it will kill him. So, all things considered, I think I'm going to go with... If Josh Hokett wins, it's going to be, I think, a decision. If Derek Lewis wins, I'm going to go by either late round 1 knockout. Yeah, I'm just going to go late round 1 knockout. O'Malley versus Zahabi. Okay, so people say Zahabi has some good, like, stand-up. You know, I know people say sparring clips don't really say much, but I've seen his sparring clips. They look like one of my, like, really old friends back in the day. I say back in the day, that wasn't that long ago, to be honest. But I mean, very untrained. He's like test tubes and flasks. It's like imagining him trying to throw punches, like actually good punches out of punching bag. And Zabi looked like what I could envision from that. And it was, and O'Malley's one of the greatest strikers in like 2026 UFC. So, in terms of striking, it's not even close. O'Malley's going to destroy Aven Zahabi. But I don't know how good Zahabi is at wrestling. But if he can, I think that's Sean O'Malley's biggest weakness. So, I think with everything considered, I'm going to go with last round TKO by Sean O'Malley. Okay, this is the one that hurts the most. Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gane for the heavyweight interim. I really like Alex Pereira, bro. I really do. I don't like Cyril Gane that much. But, I mean, Alex Pereira is used to, like, around the middleweight, light heavyweight range of, like, power, speed, and just weight of his opponents. He bulks up to heavyweight, and it is known that whenever you gain muscle or just any bulk, it takes a lot of extra time to train that extra weight and muscles or bulk or whatever you call it to be able to fight, to be able to like withstand the conditions to fight. Alex Pereira looks more chunky than I think he has ever had, even at weight when he's not fighting. Cyril Gane is an absolute unit when it comes to frame. I mean, he is like, I'm not gonna say he looks like Uberim, but he looks like Uberim, man. It's like, okay, so Cyril Gane would absolutely, in terms of frame, Gane is absolutely mogging Pereira right now. Pereira has, next to, I believe it was Joe Pyfer that beat both Ngannou and Pereira in terms of power, technically. But if that's what it is, then Pereira has the second hardest punch in recorded history. So, I don't think that'll translate to heavyweight, to be honest, because he's a lot more slow, as we saw in like the sparring. And I hate to keep saying, I hate to keep bringing up sparring clips because I know that it's a lot different whenever it comes to like all the adrenaline in the octagon, but that's all we can see right now. That's how Alex Pereira is training, and he's slow right now. Gane is so fast for his range, and I know for his weight, sorry, and I know he has pillow hands, but he's a lot better of a striker than almost anybody in the division. Alex Pereira has fought, he's fought strikers, but I mean, he's training to fight just like a heavyweight. Cyril Gane is not just a heavyweight. He's so elite in striking for a heavyweight. Alex Pereira, I don't think he'll be able to I don't think he could do well with that, man. I mean, he's so used to other smaller guys. I mean, Gane is huge. And he's not Gane. Okay, we got to get over the Aspinall situation. I'm a Tom Aspinall fan, but we got to get over the hype hook because Cyril Gane is not that bad of a fighter. He doesn't have the greatest ground game as we've seen before against Jones, but he can hold his own usually. Alex Pereira chooses not to wrestle at all. He kind of racks up points on the feet, so then he doesn't have to worry about how long he's held down. I believe Cyril Gane has a heel hook submission at some point in his career. That could be a problem. whenever he chooses, if he ever chooses to wrestle Pereira, but it's completely different, man. I don't see Pereira winning this. So with that, it's definitely not going to be a knockout. I mean, like I said, Gon has pillow hands. He's not that powerful, but he's really fast, and he's good at winning decisions, and winning title fights. I didn't say. In time for our main event, guys. Oh, Ilya Taporia versus Justin Unk Rufus Gaethje. Thank you guys for watching. I'm not gonna discuss the main event. It's just not worth it. I will say though, and you can call this coping, that's fine, but the only way I see it is that there's been so many upsets recently. Nobody thought Sean Strickland was going to beat Hamzat. Nobody. And Hamzat was undefeated too. So, I don't know. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to try to do more of these, and hopefully I get better. I know this was pretty bad, but felt like I had to. Everybody was doing them, so I'll see y'all.